Hello. Yes, we've got volume.
We're up and running?
Yep.
Oh, yes. There we go.
They're going to mop the ice.
That's a little better. Well, here we are. Draw number 8 at the 2025 5 and Under National Championships live from the St. Paul Curling Club. My name's Colin Simpson.
I'm Bob Hedstrom.
Bob Hedstrom here, members of the Curling Club for years.
I'm Chris Lisney.
And Christopher is our technical
I just get
producer.
in every once in a while to just, if we start talking about curling too much, I like to get in there and disrupt.
Well,
That's
you do a fabulous job
Viewers
of that.
love that, I'm sure.
Some people do. Some viewers
Very
love
good.
it.
So we're here tonight for Draw 8, or the 8th round of games in the National Championships.
This is kind of a biggie for Pool C.
Yes.
The teams
The teams will be featuring
Bryce Russ out of Rocket City Curling Club in Huntsville, Alabama, and Dylan Wright skipping a team out of Broomstones in Massachusetts, the Boston area. And they're both sitting at 2 wins and 1 loss. And they are both tied for second place in their pool right now. I would say that the winner of this game has a very, very good chance of moving on.
Yeah. Well, the teams are out there waiting for the final mop with the ice. The officials are out there. We got handshakes and good curling going on here at the home end and some practice slides.
They just concluded their last shot draws, which determines, among other things, who has the hammer advantage. And Team Wright out of Broomstones gained hammer. Team Russ going into this game had the best overall last shot draw in their previous 3 games.
And that helps in the playoffs, right?
Once you get down to tiebreakers of who advances into the playoffs, the last shot draw carries a lot of weight.
A lot of weight. So both teams at 2 wins and 1 loss. Both teams need a victory to solidify their chances to make it to the weekend.
Yes, I would say that it's not a total deal breaker if you lose this game, but it's going to make it a lot more difficult. So, delivering the first stone for the Rocket City Curling Club team is Joe Smith. Joe's a homemaker. Probably has the hardest job of anyone out here. She is the mother of 6 children.
Holy, agreed.
And her husband Matt is the throws last rocks and holds the broom for Bryce Russ's delivery of the 3rd stones.
Nice. Joe is not she's very familiar with the St. Paul Curling Club. She's been here on a couple big spiels, and her team were runners-up in the 7th event at the 2025 Big Spiel here in January, which was fantastic.
Oh, that's great. We're just starting to work on the planning for the 2026 Big Spiel. The artwork has just come out, and it's a tribute to one of the founders of the Big Spiel, Mark Wilmert, who we lost in in March,
That is fantastic.
and I think it'll be pretty exciting.
I love it. That is fantastic.
Might go in. Yeah, we're probably, I mean, T-ish. T-ish. Line is good on both of those.
So first stones for
TSCs, Joe.
Russ
That's on y'all.
went through the rings. Second one into the back button, while Wright, holding the hammer, chose to put up a corner guard with their first shot. And here they come
Look
playing
at the curl.
playing a hit, and it's really hard to hold a rock that's started in a little bit.
We were talking about that earlier, about how a lot of these teams have commented on how much curl there is. And we noticed that a lot of them don't have enough rotation on the rock to combat the curl.
Yeah, I was talking to Bryce Russ right before the game and asking him about the transition of playing on arena ice, which the Huntsville club is played on arena ice. They're working on dedicated, but he said the speed will get up pretty good, but they never get the curl. So he said he's working hard on getting more rotation on his deliveries.
Got it.
Ooh.
Oh, shit. You know what this calls for?
Uh-oh.
If you want to, we'll come back to that. But,
They're talking about having a tripper rock right at the back there, and then whether or not that's in or out.
If it's not biting the house, it's biting the back line. So
That's going to bite somebody in the heel if you're not careful.
Team Wright's second, Jared Smith, is delivering
He's got a lot of weight on
a takeout. If you throw the weight, it'll hold the line fairly well. If you take that weight down at all, and even then, look how much that snaps at the end.
The last 10 feet, Bob.
And that's characteristic of St. Paul ice, is crossing over the center line, you're going to get a ton of curl.
Hey, Bob, on an earlier draw, I think it was with Brandon, who's sitting right behind you, they were wondering, why is it that like the inside-out, outside-in curl amount, like why does it curl more inside, like inside out versus outside in?
You tend to, again, I think we had this discussion last night when we were talking, and I'm not an ice maker. I just know that when I'm skipping, I prefer to play an outside-in takeout because the rocks tend to run quite a bit straighter.
Yeah, but you don't know why.
No. Go get Craig Zabachnik. We'll talk to our ice maker about how that all works.
But, like you mentioned, that's just local knowledge. And here, you'd rather do that.
I learned that from Dex, actually. After missing a lot of shots, he just over and over yell at me.
That was Dex. Coach personified.
Helped us all become better curlers.
I agree 100%.
The Dex we refer to, if you, I don't know if the cameras are trained on the back wall, but Jim Dexter Memorial Arena is what this ice house has been dubbed as of a couple years ago. Dex was a longtime manager, ice maker, coach of many successful competitive teams, and basically the personality of this club.
He was the maitre d'. I mean, if you walked in the front door, he would say, hi, how you doing? Introduce himself and say, come on over and sit down and let me tell you about curling.
That is a really good maitre d'.
He was the maitre d' of the
Yeah, I
place.
like that.
And you just talk to people that new curlers, and they say, "Oh, I talked to this guy, Dex. He came in here one time, and he sat me down and talked to me about curling for about 2 hours." I'm like, "What? 2 hours?" Yeah.
Bryce Russ kicking out with his first rock. He is the skip of this team, but delivering third stones.
Yes, yes, yes.
He talked about he has a tendency to under-rotate, and that's somewhat evident.
Yep.
I think he's just
Coming
getting
up short.
just getting 2 turns on
Okay.
his draw.
Well, Syndergaard good, fine, right? You said 06 on
That's
that?
a rock they can still
1-6. Okay,
use,
yeah,
not holding the hammer. Gives them something to come under. Yellow, Wright choosing to split the house. His vice, Jonathan Bashford, delivering his first. Jonathan says hi to his mom, Deborah.
Love it.
I guess she is a dedicated fan of this team.
Hello, Deborah. Welcome.
I'm having a hard time concentrating on the game because of Axl Rose's pants here on sheet 6.
Those are pretty awesome.
Look at those pants. Seriously, Nashville Curling
now
Club.
behind,
Yeah, that's kind of
yeah.
putting the Norwegian team to shame.
Yeah, I love that.
Draw buried. Biting, like, yeah.
Bryce wants to put one underneath that first center guard or off center guard that he put up.
95.
84.
Execution
Okay.
here would go a
90
long
is
way
okay.
towards at least a force against Wright.
I like how fast that was. He talked about his shot, got in the hack, focused, and let it go.
I think you have to do that when you're skipping and also coming down the ice. You spend a little bit more time in the house than probably teams who don't have to swap that position at this stage of the end.
On its own,
Yep.
Matt, on its own. Okay.
That's still good. That's
Got it under.
kind of buried.
Got it under cover. Maybe reachable with a down weight tap.
And these
I
teams
think
have
that's what they'll try.
the teams have 30 minutes to complete their game, and the clock is not running when the rocks are moving.
So the clock will run until the rock crosses the back lines right now. And
53.
That's good for the pace of play. I
yeah,
think
well, it's great for pace of play. It's a good thing to when you play a timed event. You
you get nervous.
oh
Oh, look
totally.
at this. Curl right in.
He
Oh.
got a piece enough to take it off, but the shooter goes away.
Very nice, very nice.
So they'll have another chance to drop one in, maybe a couple inches
Yeah.
further. Last rock's being thrown by Matt Smith.
Is that Dr. Matt Smith?
He is a physicist,
PhD
a
in
PhD physicist.
Love it.
Matt, you like this?
Doesn't feel right though.
You like this?
What do you think?
Of the 6 kids of Matt and Joe, the last 2 are at home now. 17-year-old twins.
Oh my goodness.
Delivery comes out. Looks maybe a little bit tight.
A little hot too.
Joe,
They were running
But
at the beginning.
well, they're not.
Go!
They're not sweeping for
Okay, off.
for
off.
weight
this
at
is a
all.
little hot.
A lot of handle.
Starting to check up, but maybe going a little bit too deep.
Real close. What was
Yep,
that?
just through the
What was
rings.
that? 90? Thank you.
Yeah. What is good? Let's get that done. They're both wearing hats. They're both wearing hats. I think that's here. I mean, we're drawing, right? We never come here for the draw. Like there.
Dylan Wright getting ready
Yeah, I can do
to
less.
deliver his skip stone, first skip stone.
Yeah.
Dylan's a financial advisor,
I was gonna make a joke.
fan of the band Too Many Zoos.
Top house. Cool.
Really?
I mean, they keep
Indeed.
throwing that. I imagine they're gonna make it.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
Too
What do you
many
think?
zoos? Anybody? Anybody?
Well,
If you
John
could comment
threw
on the live stream, that'd be
80
great. Maybe
When he went
give us a
right.
link to
Yeah.
some of their music. That'd be fantastic.
I can try 90.
Yeah, I like 90.
They're talking about throwing a 3.90 backline to hog delivery here. To put the clock on him and see how close they get to that.
404.
404.
Where is it?
That's a little light.
Hard. Switch. Yours. I think it's 3-4. I think it's 3.
I think they're going to get some paint here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's
But
definitely going to
it's
be in the.
not going to bury.
That's definitely in the 4-foot though.
A little deep.
Well, that's
Great
com-
sweeps, guys.
So
up
his
right there.
his 390 probably would have got him a bit too deep.
Yep.
This ice has been playing fast, and it is
Yeah, just a smidge.
it's picking up already.
Fast and curly.
Too many zoos is Z-0-Z. Too many zoos.
Isn't that how you spell zoos? Z-O-O-Z?
That's not how I spell
It's
zoos.
how they spell zoos.
Yeah, but that's probably, yeah. You might spell them that way.
I mean, if you're in rock and roll, that's how you spell too many zoos. All right, this hammer.
No, this is non-hammer's last stone.
Red's last rock.
They're waving off the
This is
sweepers,
Coming back
but
a little bit.
Well,
it's
get it
starting
out
to
at
come,
least.
starting to snap,
I say that.
but
never jam.
it
No,
And
we're
it's
good.
going to jam. No, it's not.
no snuck by. So
I don't know if snap is the right word for that. Kind of drifted.
Yeah, a little up, otherwise real nice.
the
Okay. I mean, plan A.
the
was
open
to
hit
take it out,
for,
and we're shot still.
for a deuce is in play here.
Sorry, for the first shot, I was asking, did you like that line? I thought it might have been a little bit narrow. Okay.
Both the skip and the vice for the Russ rink are mic'd up, so we'll get to eavesdrop on their strategery calls here.
Side? What? Me sided nose? You side barely. Cool.
He's got a lot of house to roll to the
Yeah.
left,
Feels
so
a
he
real boy
can
My nap.
he can be off center a little bit to the left side.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Smith said the me side, which means the left side
Whoa.
of the rock.
Normal. Whoa.
Might have set it out on the
Push.
release there.
That's a
He's-
little
they're
wide.
asking for a push. He's gonna get a piece, but
Come on.
probably not enough to stick around. One counter for the yellow, and Wright goes up 1-0.
So, Bob, Colin and I went to La Cucaracha between draws and had
Thank you.
some margaritas
Sure.
and
Some Kahlua and brandy shrimp with
and some
beer
nachos.
rice.
And we sat next to this lovely woman,
Faster and faster.
78. I think her name was Victoria.
Yellow,
Yep.
man.
And we discussed what the meaning of a gigolo is.
And I
you know
would-
what a
I-
gigolo is?
I would love to hear how that topic even came
yeah.
up.
Well, it was because
Throwing our 410.
actually I don't want to tell you that part of it.
Yeah, that's
Okay, fair enough.
Some
Family,
of our
family
conversations
show.
are-
Yeah, no, it was because I was telling her about I was a big fan of Ruby Rosa Portofino. You know who that
Okay.
is?
Good? Okay.
You probably know who that is,
I
right?
do not.
Oh, he was like a famous gigolo, a Ferrari driver.
All right.
He was known for being well endowed,
Curling club.
and
Sure.
he would go on benders
Would,
where he
does
would
that
just
mean he was good at curling?
no.
Curling.
Oh.
But anyways, his name was Ruby Rosa, and he was a gigolo. He was married to Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Oh my.
Yeah, but he would marry these rich people that could fund his like Ferrari driving,
lifestyle.
and he's from the Dominican Republic, so that's how it came up. But it was great. This woman was at the bar, and she had a little shot of tequila, and
Yep.
she was eating. She's vegetarian, vegan, and we had this whole conversation about gigolory.
And the food was delicious.
It was very good.
I have not
and
been
the service was hilarious.
I have not been to La Cucaracha for, I would almost have to say, decades. When I,
Really?
They have new ownership now.
I was always a Minneapolis guy. I was like, St. Paul was like a foreign land to me.
Still is.
And then when I met my to be the woman to become my wife, who came to St. Paul from Chicago to attend McAllister University, McAllister College, I think it is. She introduced me to a lot of the St. Paul haunts, and LeCouc was one of them, and we would frequent it
Plan B, switch. Push
fairly
it over,
often.
push it over,
But
push it over,
back
push it
in
over,
those days,
push it over.
it was
Push it over.
good
Guard his line here,
Mexican
just out
in
of the
this metropolitan area was few and far between.
Corner guard.
Yeah.
And it's come along big time since then,
Yeah.
which there's a lot of choices on either side of the river now to get a quality Mexican meal.
We had these shrimp that were Eddie's shrimps.
And we met at Eddie, the bartender who owns the place.
Yeah, and so we ordered them, and they're Kahlua and brandy, like they have Kahlua and brandy in the
Sauteed,
sauce. And after we ordered, he came over. He goes, "What? You know the name of those shrimp?" And it was his name, Eddie. And he said, "I bought this bar a couple years ago from the owner, and the owner used to call him El Guapo."
Same throw.
Do you know what guapo means?
I do not.
El Guapo.
El Guapo.
El Guapo.
Yeah, it's
It
like
means
handsome one.
the most handsome.
And is he indeed?
No.
Yes.
No.
Well, his assistant,
His
who he
assistant-
called El Guapo,
Yeah, his assistant
was very handsome.
was very handsome. Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm going to get back to the game here for a minute because we've got Wright having put their first two rocks in towards the
Follow it
top
like
of the
you're up
rings.
here. No. Let it go.
Team Russ choosing to try to draw under,
Maybe
but
coulda
they're
carved
just
the
having a
rock
little
off.
time getting the weight
All right.
dialed in.
All good.
That one goes all the way through the rings into Spaceland.
Nice.
I don't hate it.
Don't like it.
That was a good Rocket City analogy, Bob.
Oh, it is, and interesting thing about this Rocket City team, outside of the doctor of physics throwing the last rocks, Bryce Russ is in charge of digital media for NASA, the
Line's fine. Wait,
National Aeronautic and Space Administration, and Kellen Wall, their second,
Switch.
is a flight controller for
Really nice.
NASA.
That's great.
So
Huntsville, Alabama.
kind of big brain stuff for silly old shopkeeper like me.
Huntsville, Alabama, the Rocket City Curling Club is looking at building their own dedicated ice. They have bids out, and they're going to build a hockey arena
Joe, if you can.
with
Joe, if you can.
a curling club
Joe, if you
attached
can.
on the side.
Joe, if you can. Joe, if you can.
Joe is
Funded by the
Joe's
city.
sweeping hard.
Watch the-
Kellen
watch
let
Peter.
this one go.
Oh,
Just
really?
got a piece of paper
I'm
on the
sorry,
back
fellas.
one, so he takes off
that's on me.
the top one
I thought
That could have been
was
good,
great.
Bob. If they would have stopped sweeping a little bit earlier, it would have bit more and hit.
and caught the back one.
Yep.
Need to cover it a bit.
As we look across the scoreboards here after one end, there's really nobody that's put up any
Wait,
significant
Line's good.
scores, just ones and twos. No threes or fours, which is good.
Think
These
we're
games
here.
have been, for the most part, fairly tight.
Always curl. Just Allison. Help him up.
They're going to try to grab some of the house.
That was a good sweep right there by Allison.
That works. Good plan, bait.
Bryce eyeing things up, trying to decide the
That's why I curl.
best attack here.
What do you get on time?
He's going to play a hit on the rock just delivered.
Yeah.
It needs to not go across the face. Yeah, you do it.
That doesn't look like a lot of ice to me, Bob.
If
I don't know if
if they get weight and rotation, they need pretty solid weight if they're going to
Yeah.
play double. That's pretty good. Looks like about a
Not a lot of rotation,
nine and a
though.
half second hit.
A little wide.
That's coming by. They're not going to touch anything.
He wasn't that wide. I don't know. That's on me.
Low
Okay.
wide.
I guess he called too much broom.
Okay.
What are you talking
He
about?
wasn't
No
really
way.
wide
He
on
was-
that. It just never moved.
Well, from this angle, I'm just saying that you said,
and that was
too much
that
broom,
felt
not
huge,
enough broom,
right?
but not.
Yes. When you're wide, there's not enough room.
Yeah.
Over and off. 420. Where are we?
Jonathan
Whoa.
Bashford throwing his first
Whoa.
stone.
Whoa. Let it grind. Let it grind. Want me to finish?
They're choosing just to let that cover the center line.
They were trying to guard that run back that he
He's got
that he
the-
just tried.
He's got a repeat shot here, so Bryce Russ going down to throw Third's first rock for the team with the hammer.
Make do with it.
Yeah. Worst case, we clip it. We're gonna try it again. Control.
They were saying that in this
Your first was fantastic.
in this 5 and
You
under
just
world, they
tackle
are
on too
they are
long.
very familiar with
And by we, I mean me.
several of the teams that are here this week.
Da-da-da.
They run into each other at
The same bond spiels and the
Few of
same
the
sort
same
of
bond
curling
spiels.
circles. Oh,
It's
you gotta
really
sweep
interesting.
this.
It is like it's like their own culture,
You gotta
or it's
sweep.
like a community of five and
looks
under.
like
Whoa,
he's going to make pretty
whoa.
good contact. Got the double.
Got him moving.
Not a double, but
Okay.
got that one off the
Good enough.
forefoot. Gives them a much
Moved it out of there.
better
Yeah.
chance at
I think we're just here.
scoring.
I like it.
And you could still hit that yellow right there. You can get through that port, I think, with a little weight.
It's tight.
And maybe
but
make a
it's
double.
possibility.
On the left-hand side,
Yep.
Yeah, there's a port in front of
Yep.
that yellow rock that's half into the 8-foot.
yeah, but when all the stuff you've been talking about, not
Wait,
enough
wait.
ice and super moving and all that seems like that'd
Can't
be.
really
Well, they've
Well,
thrown two.
hella
They've
difficult.
thrown two upweight
Jared, if you
takeouts.
ever
The
have
last
room.
two haven't curled that much because they've
I
had
don't
a
think
lot
you
of
do,
good,
though. I
some
can't
good
touch it.
rotation on it.
Heard. 14-5. Want me to push it deeper?
This
Yeah,
looks deep.
curl. Bring it deep.
And that's
Deeper,
just
deeper,
going to
deeper.
go
Cards go.
sideways at the end.
That works.
Something to lay up against for Matt
It
Smith.
just was a little heavy. Your first
Yeah,
one
I'm
was
not
fine,
sure
but
about
you had
that
the ice earlier that
power
wasn't
sweeping to
that
get to go back farther. I guess they're trying to move it under
All
more.
right, let's try draw.
I think you're, if you're
any
right on the
idea?
back of the button and they can lay up on you
80?
there,
80?
it doesn't give you
85?
much of any other
For
chance.
me.
Yeah.
Now, if
85.
they lay up on you
If you
in
think
the
it's
back
95 for y'all,
four,
it's like
they can
80,
still
85
come
for
down and out count you.
Okay.
So get it deeper
85.
behind. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
I
smart.
have backing, but not really. So
that's the reason for bringing it a little bit further back.
feels okay. A little narrow.
Where are we?
Okay.
This
They're
looks a
running.
bit hot.
They're
This-
running.
This
Way up,
looks
not
hot.
way
This
up.
is on the back yellow, isn't it?
But
Oh, this might be on the back boards.
Or in space.
This is on the back yellow. This is going to be a takeout.
Yeah, Brett,
Play the yellow. Play the yellow.
They should have been sweeping that. Are you kidding me? Are you?
Yeah.
You got to sweep that
Who
back
I'm
to the back
shooting
one,
about-
Bob, right?
I didn't know there was a
I
yellow.
think that was
yellow
a,
back there. I can't see it.
I think that was an afterthought
Sorry,
to
fellas.
to try to save that one, and
Just a little hot.
I mean, I think we're going to have a harder time holding it straight than we are going to be curling it. That's what we thought. Damn right they did.
so Matt Smith is. Dylan Wright is
Same shot.
skating down to take
This is
his
definitely light.
first shot.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely need a 4.
Yeah.
He just threw a 90, but he added a lot.
Yeah, I heard. No, so if we come up like 4 or 5, that's fine. If we come up 2 or 3, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yellow's in firm control here. If they block the draw to the button here, I don't know what Red's going to do. That's what he's trying to do. I don't know.
I
If
got
that's,
410 on the
It's good.
I don't
on
know
the
if that's-
delivery, and that
Jared, if you
even
ever
looks
have room.
warm.
That looks going right down to their
Complaining.
their rock that's there. That's all the way.
Started to check up a little
That's
bit
what I was
here.
just thinking, yeah.
That's
But I think it's I think it's
coming
going,
down.
going behind the tee or
No, I don't like that.
That's going to crash right on it, right on the button.
No. I don't
yeah,
want you to.
Put it right
something to
on
lay up on.
it. If they would have put that
14-7
6
hog
foot
to
up.
hog on
Little
that.
tap is okay. Back four. Back four.
I think the perfect shot is a deadlock freeze.
right.
He's taking Broom for a little bit more weight than that. You don't really want to risk bouncing out into the open.
You want it back foot to be a little up. Back 8.
And they're running fast too on this
Okay.
one. It's starting to come back, but I think that's a little too hot.
Good. Still can't touch it.
That's real good.
Still can't touch
Joe?
it. Still. Joe. Oh, Joe.
Bouncing
Okay.
open.
That helps. That helps.
I actually like the way a little too much broom.
You got to take that out, right?
All
The
good.
way I like the way.
No, I think you. I think you
Because
want
they're just
to.
sitting two.
I think you want to shrink the house. I think you want to make it
another
so
one in
they don't have an easy toss to the button. Because sitting two, hitting that back one doesn't really do much for them,
Right.
except leave red looking at a potential 5 in the house for their last shot, which can always make you
Yeah.
pucker up a bit.
Drawn against 5.
It's such a funny joke. I'm such a child.
Full light. 415. Yeah.
They're sweeping right
415
away.
is
Take a
what
look. We're good.
what they called out of on the release. Is
This is going to be right on the
Yep,
4-foot,
hard,
yeah?
hard, hard.
it's not going to make it that far.
Yeah, I like that.
No. It's a biter.
Oh, that's great, actually.
They got to wrap a
Touch button,
draw
basically.
around here and get a maybe at least a little bit of white paint on the button.
Does that look like enough ice from what we've been talking about?
Well, he's basing it on his last broom, which was weight was almost back line.
Yeah. And they're going fast again.
Whoa. Wait only. Okay, go for it then.
He's got a lot of room. He's
Yep.
got a lot of room.
That's way out there.
It's coming now. It's starting to make the big
Yep.
break.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. All the way.
Yeah, I think
Keep
they're
going,
going to
keep
pound
going,
this all
keep
the way,
going, keep
all
going,
the
bring
way
it in,
into the
Bring
pin.
it in. Bring it
Come
in.
on.
Bring it in, boys. Bring it in. Bring it in. All the way. All the way. All the way. All the way. All the way.
That's going to be shot.
Ooh, one red.
Wow.
Okay.
That was a great draw.
I think they're going to take a measure. I think they want
Yep.
to do
They
a.
want to spin it here.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so as they measure the rocks, then we're going to have a little 1-minute break. Ready for some
those
music
two, yeah.
trivia. Pulled this one out especially for you, Chris.
Absolutely.
All right. I had some trivia lined up too, which that you threw me for a loop.
That's great. Okay, so I have only just learned this. So give me a second here while I
Yeah.
ask you who
I
you
know,
and
no,
everyone
I'm just checking,
else
like,
would
you know.
recognize
Circles could be weird. Always worth the measure.
Henry
Either way.
John
I know.
Deutschendorf
What
Jr.,
was that?
who is the artist
Way
that
to be on that, fellas.
you would recognize
Sweet.
from that
Hashtag
name.
right, behind me.
And one hint, his breakthrough
No,
came
absolutely
on
not. No.
penning
National champion.
the
I
tune
get to breathe,
Leaving
you know.
on a
We
Jet
get to
Plane.
vamp a little bit to
That
the
was a
audience.
big hit for Peter, Paul, and Mary.
And John Denver.
Man, you are good. You knew that.
Look at that.
No,
You knew
that was
that
a big hit for John Denver.
Oh no, that was a Peter, Paul, and Mary.
I'm
hit.
leaving.
Yeah.
That's a John Denver song.
Well,
And
no.
he is not a one-hit wonder.
No, he's not, but that was his breakthrough hit.
Oh.
And he penned it, and it was first a hit charted by Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Interesting. And then he later sang it.
Re-recorded it.
He lived in Edina, Minnesota from 1968 to 1971.
That's probably where he found his love for trees and the outdoors, mountains,
Edina.
and cake.
Married a woman from St. Peter, Minnesota.
Really?
Came out to do a concert at Gustavus Adolphus College.
All right. No.
And
Never hurts to check.
his wife Annie's
one
song. Her
Skin of our teeth.
parents owned a fine dining restaurant just south of St. Peter
Heck of a sweep. Yep. Thank
called
you,
the Holiday House.
One red.
That Annie song
All
is
right.
a difficult song to play on the guitar, I find,
So, do we think? Yeah.
just for the record.
Never
How are
tried.
we feeling speed-wise? I think that's been our biggest issue so
All right,
far.
can I
So
ask you
after
some trivia?
Sure,
Yeah.
let's comment here. Let's two. They
Well,
just scored one red, so it's
25,
1 to
I think
1,
that was probably a true
after
top
2
12,
ends.
maybe 3 guard. They got that all the way in.
and they're discussing
Yeah. Hey, 2,
the
3,
plan
yeah.
so far.
So probably
They've got a minute between ends to
four flat for y'all, maybe 90, 95,
to talk
maybe.
about what they want to talk
I mean,
about.
Y'all are the split people.
So
Here,
you
let's try to get in my
you
head.
go ahead and fire out a.
All right, so this is
trivia.
for those people that don't
I'd
know.
like to thank our cheering section
Bob
behind
is
us.
Scooterville
From left to
Bob,
right, we have Leah
and so
Stahl,
he
David
knows
Tutwiler,
everything
Abby
about
Carlson.
scooters in the world.
Right.
So we're going to test him with. I've got an easy question. I'll ask an easy one
I didn't do
first.
anything, but that was
What does the word
was a
Vespa
good
mean
team
in
shot.
Italian?
providing
Vespa
moral support.
means wasp.
Oh yeah.
It was named Vespa because of the sound of the engine.
It sounded like a wasp.
Sounded like a wasp buzzing.
Wasp buzzing. I love it.
All right. In which iconic 1953 film did Audrey Hepburn ride a Vespa through Rome?
Well, that would be Roman Holiday.
Mine's good.
That's good.
That scene is credited with boosting Vespa's
Say what?
popularity worldwide.
No,
Who
we're,
was the
we-
photographer
Yeah,
following
keep it
her
back
around,
That's okay.
following the princess around on her escapades about Rome, the actor?
I don't think I've seen Roman Holiday.
I have not either.
Oh, wow. You're
I should watch it?
You are missing out.
Well, who's the actor?
The actor was also well known from his television series appearance, and
Is it the guy that played Maxwell Smart?
it was not Don Adams.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm blanking. I'll have to dredge that one back up.
It'll come back, I'm sure. What was the engine displacement of the very first Vespa?
100 cubic centimeters.
It was in the name, the original one.
Centauro.
No,
What was it?
the Vespa 98. 98
Oh, it was
cubic.
98 cc.
Oh, I was just rounding up.
Oh, were you?
Baby freeze
Yeah.
then.
Well,
And I was just
you're
naming
metric.
It's dying. Kellen.
That is metric.
Kellen for line.
Yeah, I know.
Line,
After
line
I
all
said
the way,
that, I
line
realized.
all the way. Y'all
All right,
line.
this is the
Sorry.
last
Sorry.
one.
Kellen.
Which Pixar
Kalen.
film prominently features a
Good
Vespa
dude.
as a symbol
No.
of freedom and
My
friendship?
throat is.
That
So
Luca.
Yeah.
But what Pixar film has the best Vespa chase scene ever in the history of film?
Well, let's quantify it. How many Vespa chase scenes are there in film?
Who knows?
a lot.
Hundreds.
Dozens.
A Vespa chase scene
I don't remember a Vespa chase scene in a
in a Pixar.
Pixar movie.
It may be Disney and not Pixar.
Okay.
Okay.
Bob had a baby
okay.
at the butter.
Live action or animated, Bob?
Animated.
Okay.
Is it Pippi Longstocking?
It is not.
Pippi.
3, 3, 4.
I was trying to think if there was a Vespa scene in Buzz Lightyear, but there wasn't.
Oh, Victoria got Luca. Victoria Tootweiler is finally home, and she's going to watch her ma and her guys. That's great.
Welcome, Victoria.
If you know the Disney or Pixar movie that has the greatest Vespa scooter chase in cinema history,
It's fine on its own, Matt.
we would appreciate the help.
Okay.
It's warm up here right now.
That was
Okay,
way out there, and that turned out to be kind of an okay
I'll shout lower or something.
guard in the
This is
house.
about to get very humorous, everyone. Huh?
Where were you yelling?
I was saying off. It was fine on its own.
Oh, I never heard you. Sorry.
It's all good. I mean, I like where that is.
They're trying to go right through the port on a hot takeout here. We'll see how much curl they got.
I'm not sure this is the shot I'd play, but here we go. If he
That's
can,
got some
if he
weight.
can, if he can stick that and sit in the on the back four,
Hard, hard, hard.
That guard
he's
worked.
going to click the top one,
That's fine.
That guard
and that's
worked.
that is fine.
Oh my God.
All right. He said he's saying off.
Put it back.
So are we
Is
gonna
that any better?
wait for the audience to chime in on the
Put
best
it
Vespa
back.
scene or Vespa chase, or are we gonna
Well, we give them all a minute.
give them a minute?
Same way.
I think Bob doesn't know the answer, and he's got
No,
to
I
find
do-
it.
I-
He's
I
gotta
do-
look
I
it
do
up.
No,
know.
he knows. The
I do
answer.
know.
Well, he didn't know the
Mr.
name of the
Scooter
actor, the photographer actor. That he had a 50s moment on that,
That is
one.
that is gonna come, because the other actor, the lead actor, was Gregory
It's a
Peck.
little up.
And that's a very attractive movie. Gregory Peck,
kinda really.
Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah, at this point, push it. Push it, Matt. Matt. Push it. Push it.
Okay, the
Push
best scooter chase
Body top
scene in
four.
the history of cinema is in the movie Ratatouille.
Oh, yes, of
Now that you
course.
say that, of course,
Yeah.
it's in Ratatouille.
And is that Pixar or Disney?
That's Pixar.
Okay.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh. In Euro Disney, they have a Ratatouille ride, which is pretty cool. It's in Smell-O-Vision.
Really?
Yeah. It's like 3D. It's got like stuff comes out at you.
Sense comes and
I'm not really proud that when we were in Paris that we took the train to Euro Disney, but that's what you do when you have an 8 or 10-year-old.
exactly.
Even without the
Same throw. I still like
the scooter chase scene,
three-ish.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
They're gonna
I haven't
come.
seen
Yep.
that for a long time. I got to cue that up.
The double.
Garrett.
Yeah. So deep is fine, but that's a miss.
All right,
honestly,
so
Yeah.
Russ is still sitting one count in the back of the 8-foot with rock in
I'm
hand.
going to bring out bass voice, Bryce.
Bryce Russ
It's
coming
speaking
down
lower
to
makes me
throw
more
his
audible because
first
I can't
stone.
talk in my normal voice right now.
The last two guards they've thrown right here have done their job.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's
Viewership
it's on
is
me. I'm
just growing. As soon as we started talking about Ratatouille, we gained 7 viewers.
That's
Genius.
The-
That's a testament to how good that movie is.
the non-curling fans are starting to tune in.
It could be that the algorithm is
Did
like,
you
oh,
put-
we're talking about something that somebody would pay us to advertise.
Did you put that into Chat GPT and it's going crazy now or something?
Feels okay. What?
Ratatouille, Disney, Pixar.
It's
Just
really
keep
gonna
on
break,
saying
guys.
words
It's
that
really
the
gonna
chat
break.
will.
Joe. Line.
They gotta sweep
line,
that.
Oh, they're trying to hold line.
Line.
Oh, it's going
I think
They
they
should
sideways.
have
want-
been
I
sweeping
think
that the
they-
whole time. That would have ended up in
Well-
that same spot if they would have been sweeping it.
I think you want to let it die sooner so it doesn't cross over quite as
I am.
much. So they got a chance to come around and catch a piece of that, or even they can, if they throw the
On a
right
hack
weight,
weight takeout,
they
that'll
can
sit.
they can get around and sit,
Easy.
and then it'd be 1-2 with the hammer.
65. Push.
Jonathan
This looks
Bashford letting his first rock go.
This looks really nice.
They were trying to curl it,
Oh,
and then
here, look
they
at this.
switched to straight, and now it's crashing. So,
My bad.
another effective guard.
Okay. Why did you want to move?
So that yellow rock stays in the vicinity of the center line.
Did he say you?
And I think
I don't know if they can get around that yellow.
I think they want to come all the way around it, because it's a really tough line to throw a guard on.
You wouldn't put a high guard right in front of that yellow on the side and just kind of come in front of it maybe and get to the center line in front of it?
Well, they're basically would be throwing the same shot again. But the aggressive move is definitely to try to come under and get to the top four.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing? Well, thank you.
So we need more than 4. Yep.
Bryce lets it go.
They're walking a
Think
little
they
fast.
Feel like it's a little bit on the warm side.
Let it go. Let it go. Yeah, it's probably true.
You don't have to. Yeah.
That was hot.
So probably 90 was close. Yeah. All right.
All good.
Yeah. I think we were never getting a guard there. At this,
Yeah,
at this speed.
I kind of wanted like we could have come the other way, I guess. Yes. Oh shit.
Hard! Help!
Sorry.
This is going to cross over the center line, and I think it's catching a guard.
They got to sweep that hard. That's a complete.
His
Oh!
own click, just missing the back rock. So it didn't remove the yellow rock that was biting the top 12, but it gives Team Russ a chance to
I don't think we can throw control.
throw an effective guard.
Came out on broom.
And that was a great sweep by the sweepers. That would have been hard. It was a little narrow to do it, but that was a great sweep.
I think they did an awesome job holding it as straight as they did.
Yep.
On that center line, so you just have to kind of throw weight at it.
And they're going to try to do the same thing, go around that top yellow, right?
We've already burned our 5-minute coupon this weekend. I don't think you can cash it in more than once.
Matt Smith letting his first rock go.
They were running a little bit. It looks a little hot. Now it's coming.
They're sweeping for line now. He wants to get it around that yellow, and
I don't think so.
I think they're going to click a little bit, just a little bit. They can bring that into the rings to second shot, but no, it's not getting there. So
Nope, that's not
Team
it.
Wright's Dylan Wright's going to have a swing at this this hit again. He's turning the broom around and coming the other way. So in the vein of having mentioned Zsa Zsa Gabor earlier, the photographer actor in Roman Holiday, Eddie Albert,
Let's check the replay now.
Normal, yeah.
who was her husband in Green Acres.
Oh, I
Eddie
was thinking
Albert.
it was Herb Alpert's brother.
No relation.
Are you sure about that?
No.
Nice.
I'm going to say yes.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Jared Hart.
I love Herb Albert.
Oh, I do too.
Does this
Yeah.
have enough weight?
I have a lot of his albums, courtesy of my
They're
father.
sweeping for line. I think it's not going to stick around, but he is going to get
Rolling out anyway.
going to remove the rock.
Fine. Yeah. I mean,
They've been trying to get that
So
for
now
5 rocks.
there's a path, a draw path for Team Russ to
Top 4.
get one under. They frankly could
If we wreck the
play.
guard, that's fine.
They could play either turn. The way those top guards are stacked. Matt Smith letting the
Little out.
last rock for Team Russ.
Wait, it looks
I
Go
could
out
just
of
hear
hand.
him. He's like, his head is just
Yep.
calculating.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
all the physics about what he's
Yep.
doing.
This might be going
Yep,
through the
wait
middle
only,
here.
Wait only, wait only.
He's
Wait
got
only,
the
wait only.
he's got the right
Yes,
weight.
Yep.
He's
yep,
got the
yep,
right weight,
yep,
and he
yep,
has
yep,
made
yep,
it under.
Yep, we got it.
Wow.
That's a
Good enough.
counter.
That's a decent shot, and
That's a great
looks
shot.
Like,
That's super cool.
looks like they'll probably be forcing Wright to take one counter this end.
Man, Matt with the clutch draw, so.
Yeah, Spicy Bryce hands up his hand in a fist bump.
4-0, really? Okay.
I'll just say, you knows the guard, you get him out.
Okay.
But I know it's a jam. Yeah. Potential. I mean, or we just miss ours entirely and we give him 2. You know, that's true.
Did y'all hear me saying wait only?
Les!
Okay. I'm just asking like what y'all can hear me saying like caliber.
Oh, Keith Peterson's joining in.
Hi, Keith.
94.
Dylan Wright delivering the hammerstone in the third end.
That's going to hit their yellow.
Hey, Keith, you're off. You don't have to come over tomorrow at 9. Jordan said he'll call for you.
They're pushing it off the line, and he's just getting off of it. And looks like an effective
Sunday.
draw for one.
I thought that was going to hit for sure.
That was the last time.
All right, I've got something really exciting lined up. Let me
That's
get
amazing.
it started. We're going to do some trivia about the Rocket City Curling Club, courtesy of ChatGPT, which knows everything about everything. All right, some easy questions. What year was the Rocket City Curling Club founded?
But it's also, it's almost like there's a ridge
2010.
where it's just coming off really hard.
Wrong.
Thank you.
2018. It was 2018. First established curling club in Alabama.
Yeah, we're not leaving stuff on the board, really.
Let's see here. Go a little harder. What's the name of the RCC's flagship bonspiel held annually over Labor Day weekend?
I don't know. That sounds like something we should go to.
I really didn't know.
Rocket City Bonspiel. But more excitingly, what unique bonspiel combines curling with the tabletop role-playing games at the RCCC?
What is the game or what?
What's the name of the
on the TV.
bonspiel? You would never know
Right
that,
from the
right?
TV.
Oh, the Catan curling spiel.
Close. Yeah, we'll get some
line,
answers
guard.
on here. Yeah, they got a rocket
Guard,
in the yeah.
In the name.
What's the name of the tabletop role-playing game spiel?
4. There we go.
Participants choose roles like wizard or rogue
Over and off.
using special abilities during matches.
Whoa.
It's
Leg
called
grind,
the
leg
Dragon
grind.
Spiel.
3.
Oh, and apparently they've got a 5 and under qualifying event, according to ChatGPT.
Can't touch it.
This year coming up, or they already had
Really
one?
nice.
Well, they must have one. I don't know. It's called the Space Race 5U.
Love it.
First yellow stone delivered to just short of the rings, but bisecting the center line, so that is a rock that may not be ticked off of the center line, as they are playing competitive World Curling Association rules. And it looks like they might have a chance of ticking it off of the
It
center
looks like
line
that's
here.
gonna happen.
In 2024, they had a team that won the USA Curling Arena Nationals. I don't know if that's this year or last year. Probably
Oh,
last
that's a
year.
complete miss.
That went all the way around.
Wow. I have a question. What if they would advance that yellow rock right down the center line and it still was on the center line?
Then you may do that.
Okay, but it has to stay on the center line.
And you can even tick it off of the center line, and the opposing skip may choose to leave the result.
Leave it
of the
or
play.
put it back.
So you could hit it in the rings.
You could hit it in the rings.
If you hit it at an angle and it comes off the
Straight.
center line,
Straight.
is that illegal? Like,
Yes.
If you hit it into the rings and it stays on the center line,
All right, girl. All right, well.
anytime it moves off
Nice.
of the center
Walk
line
in over
is when it is the opposing skip's choice of whether to replace it or take the result of the play. I hope like heck I have that right too.
No, I think you do have that right.
As a
They might not actually have the dragon spiel. ChatGPT might have got that wrong.
That's made up.
That could be made up.
That is our friends over at AI not quite getting it right.
This is really
Incorporated.
interesting. In the hard section, what is the name of the RCCCs, which is hard to say, internal bonspiel named after a Manitoba curler who crafted a wooden curling stone for the club?
I'm of no help to that one.
How much?
Nice draw underneath for
More than half?
Brad Forrest, that's right. Brad. Well, of course, all these people are from Rocket City, so they know. I wonder how many people are in the Rocket City Curling Club. The last draw, we were commenting on a Jersey Pines Curling Club, and apparently they have 60 members.
That's it.
Yeah,
And they like dinosaurs.
and they're really into dinosaurs.
here comes the hit, trying to catch a real pretty tight port.
Look at
Looks
that.
like he's
Look at that.
got it through. That's a beauty.
Oh, and a nice roll too.
That was a gem of a shot out of Jared Smith.
Good sweep.
Jared's a college soccer coach at Clark College in Worcester, Mass.
Worcester.
Looks like run back time for
The board's like a 60.
They have
Kellen Wall.
150, 160 members.
at Rocket City.
Yep. And half of them are in the chat right now. No, that's not true.
We
I wish.
I did discuss membership at Broomstone's Curling Club with the Wright squad, and the
Unintentional.
unintentional shot there.
We can draw here, we can hit this.
When these folks were wanting to start curling, getting into Broomstones was not an easy endeavor, and it took the slowdown during COVID for them to be able to actually get into the club and play.
That's kind of similar to what happened here at our club.
Yeah, in fact, Justin, who was at noon, he that's how he got in during
Because of the COVID
during
slowdown?
COVID. Yeah.
Yep. Hard.
They're going to try to pick this rock out of here and throw it a little bit less weight. Look at how much more that curls. He's getting a piece.
Sweep it.
Running a curling club during COVID was pretty scary. I thought our board did a good job handling.
They sure did,
I
and
would
you
agree.
and I were part of.
I was after it.
But weren't you in on some of the
Okay, maybe it wasn't too
discussions
much, right?
with the finance committee
Wasn't too much, right?
about how to rebound from our
After, yeah. Then I got booted from it because you have to be a past president to be on that committee.
Well, clearly you don't have to because you were on the committee.
Just for one meeting. Then
that
I asked
true?
too many questions
Oh.
and never invited back. But that's I'm not too salty about it.
Little salty?
A little bit salty.
Oh, I had no idea.
little salty?
I thought you were still part of it. I so rarely go to the meetings.
What?
This is looking a little hot.
Oh, he's going to stick around in the back, but probably not enough to be
Skip sweep.
first or second count.
That's out of it.
Looks like
Straight
he
sweep. That's out.
may choose to play the hit.
That's
Oh, thank God. I was going to say, if that stuck around, I was going to be mad. Just get it out. I mean, they're one. Do we ever just draw?
Thinking about the draw instead, the rock is behind the tee line. So
Yeah, they're saying that red still is shot here.
but he's choosing not to hit. I would be tempted to hit and roll on this because then you can be potentially be having 4 rocks in the rings.
Yep. This one might do that. That's a little hot.
It's not a 9-10.
No, that's going to.
Whoa, let it die.
Victoria says that curling during COVID was just moist.
Yeah.
Curling while wearing masks was a bad idea. I had all, like, because if you wear glasses and then masks, I had all
a lot
this,
of fog.
I had all this tape that I'd put on because I couldn't
What
see.
a draw.
Nice draw
That was
right
a-
to
Yeah, it
the
was a
top of the lid.
Fantastic shot.
Now yellow's got to look at playing
Busting
an
some of
open
that
shot.
center stuff, right?
Bust the center open.
Yep.
Button.
You can do that with a good straight hit on that yellow right back. It'll get
Across the face, still hit the backward. Control, yeah.
it'll get both of those.
She did one of those
The
things
shooter will
where
roll
she
to the
said,
side a little bit.
My draw is a back line or a hack weight, and it ends up with
If he can slash it over the top face of that rock, he can even send it back into that one on the button.
Yep. And that
But it's a
might
little frosty out there.
go back to this other one too.
You're going to want to throw some weight here. You're going to want to bring the heavier weight. He's got good normal hit delivery.
That's normal.
A little wide.
Asking him to carve it, but it looks like he's
Yep.
getting close. Does come across the
Ooh.
face, just missing the one, but did effective moving both those rocks off of the guard
Yep.
The guard
position.
of the hit, what do you like?
All right. Sorry, I thought
Guard,
it
yeah.
came out narrow, but maybe I dumped it.
You would
this
guard
one's
here?
kinda weird. I'd rather come this way.
Guard or hit.
I think I'd still play the hit.
Or something.
Right. Force them to make a shot, right?
Well, they'd have to make essentially the perfect hit and roll
Well, with two
on that
rocks.
top yellow rock.
Right.
If that red rock is gone, and then you
It's a 3.
potentially roll the shooter behind the shot that's on top of the lid right now.
Always curl. Always curl.
He's got a nice guard coming in though. If he can get this to carve over in the finish,
You're there. I need to move. Oh, it's a little too far. Nice.
leaving them to fire another double.
Yeah.
A little
Yep.
less ice.
I noticed that yellow rocks tend to line up on the center line on sheet 5.
That's we have that magnetized under the ice for that.
Yeah. I don't think that stone is attracted to magnets.
What?
Just that's what I, yeah. I just don't think.
I'm no physicist,
All
but
right. Call me Tim Hortons.
What?
We're doing double doubles.
Here we
I
go.
apologize.
speaking
That
of
was-
physicists, here's
That was a
Matt Smith holding the.
That was a physicist joke down at the other end. Did you hear that? It
Yeah.
was-
I hope that Bryce brings the spice on this one.
Spicy Bricey, let's go.
We've shrunk to rhymes.
Here we go.
That came from the chat, just for the record.
That's
I
a
didn't
little
come
wide.
up with that classic line.
And they let this
Looking pretty
get
good.
in the,
Oh!
Oh,
just missing the back, but getting a double on the back rock. So
All right.
and keeping the shooter over to the
That's the job.
left side of the
Thank you. Yeah.
12 foot.
Still a double. Still a double. That's true. Technically a double. Do we think we're out?
Yeah.
We're out
Keith
counting,
Peterson was like, I'm not a geologist, but
Right? Okay.
I'm no geologist.
Yeah.
there must be something that attracts stone. You know, like metal is attracted to a magnet.
I think windows.
Yeah, gravity.
Water.
Holes.
We got plenty of
Holes.
time.
Yeah. I've got some broomstones trivia lined up for the next end. Oh,
You mean after the halftime
yeah,
break?
we'll have a fourth time break. Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll take
That's a really nice club.
I've never been there, but I've seen pictures of it, and it's gorgeous.
Have you curled that, Bob?
I have played seniors there in about 2013.
Shouldn't we wait for the trivia time to wax poetically about?
All right.
Nah.
You know what I like looking at the pictures? I wish that our club wasn't so, the house wasn't so like industrial looking. Like
What do you mean?
theirs is beautiful wood. Like our club room is wood, but out there it would be nice if there was wood.
All right, he's going to cover the center line with this
higher guard, smart.
With this higher guard.
Look at that.
You can get around that. Come on now.
No.
Maybe space weight.
You got the double or you got the tap?
Go for the double.
All right, I like it.
Quick
Wow.
decision making by Team Spaceville,
Yeah.
Alabama. Rocket City.
Going to run this back, or at least run it off, and make them throw that perfect guard again before they
You
go
could
to
also
the hammerstone.
you could also luck out and get this back one, back
maybe-
yellow too. That's
maybe
not.
turn that in a bit. He's going to be lucky to make contact at all.
Yeah, that was a very
That's unfortunate.
odd delivery. Like he was out and he pulled it in. Like I think something happened that he had to correct.
That's unfortunate.
He was a little over the top of the rock, so made the release not the way he wanted it. So he's putting the guard back, repeating the same shot he just played.
I think that was a little thing, but even
Feel like we're in a time
that
warp.
way, it really went.
Yeah. Honestly,
Or
if I'd had
Groundhog's
from the
Day.
Start, we might have been on the yellow, but that wouldn't have really helped us. So they're blocking the straight.
We have a couple lopsided games here. As I look across the scoreboards, sheet 1.
Kunkel, the the leading the C pool at 3 wins and no losses, is running up a 7-0 score.
Whoa, 2. Whoa. Allison 2. Just line. Just line. Over and
Sweeping hard for line. They don't want this rock to over curl, so they just
Whoa, whoa. We're good.
want to get over the hog line and let it finish.
Well, yeah, we have to now.
Good guard, maybe over curled just a bit.
I don't know. That's to get it to go that way is just as good because you're just going to have to come with less weight to get that to curl around.
I think they're looking at the that
The
relatively flat double to try to get their deuce.
He's going to have to come with some good weight on that. Yeah.
That's what they're calling? Wow. That's gutsy, in my opinion. I suppose there's not a lot else, eh?
No, you can't just. You could maybe cut him down to 1 if
I
you
think
did a miraculous one.
I think
You could
his,
draw down to the 4 foot.
I think his intern could get around that guard and take that one off the 4 foot.
Yeah. That's what I thought he was calling originally.
No, this is a miss.
Really trying.
He got that out a little bit.
This is going to be hold him to 1. No, that's
Yeah.
there you go. That's going to hold him to 1.
Cut it down.
That's all right.
1 yellow. Yep.
So here we are, fourth end break.
Fourth end break.
Team Wright holding a 3-1 advantage.
I learned in this long-term break to mute the mics because there's a lot. Jeff said a lot of people got off the ice and were like, "I need to use the restroom. How do I?"
Got it.
So now I tell them I'm going to mute the mic and the.
Are you really going to mute the mic?
I am.
We'll see you back here in
Couple
5
minutes. Yeah, and then we'll hit up the Broomstones trivia. All right, we're back.
Okay, back live on the mics, and first rock. They always say after the fourth end break mopping that the ice picks up speed by a good tenth. So first rock went, I don't believe intentionally, through the rings.
All right, I've got some Broomstones trivia. I've got two different flavors you can choose. One is notable curlers from Broomstones, and the other is more about their club themselves. I bet the notable curlers you could probably guess better.
I have a pretty good idea.
All right. Which Broomstones team won the 2025 USA Curling Club National Championship?
I don't know that.
Team Lichter.
Lichter?
Yeah. Well, if it's German, it would be Lichter, but Lichter.
Okay.
Who is a notable Broomstones member who won a silver medal at the 2022 World Senior Curling Championships?
Sheila Dropkin.
Close.
Okay. Who?
Shelley.
Shelley.
I knew it was a SH. Darn it.
All right, so this one, the
Now a
answer
club
to
member at St. Paul.
the answer of this one is also has a St. Paul connection, which I shouldn't have said, but I'll say it, whatever. Which Broomstones member is a 3-time national champion and has competed in multiple world championships?
I would have to say Corey Dropkin.
Well, that's probably true, but that's not the answer.
Corey hasn't been in world championships.
Well, he's in the world doubles right now.
But that's his first one?
Oh, all right. She has represented
And he went to Worlds this year for men.
She has represented the U.S. in various international competitions and is also known for her mixed doubles partnership with Alex Lichter. And she used to do ice here at St. Paul.
Debbie Dexter. No?
She has an adorable dog.
What's the dog's name?
I don't know the name of her.
Is this Chat GPT giving you this?
No, I just know she has a dog because we're friends on Facebook. Oh, how do you rate a curling team's greatness? The Lichter scale. I don't know what the breed of the dog is. I think it might be like a pit bull, maybe? I don't know. Okay, well, she worked here for a while. You're not going to get it. Monica Walker.
Oh, Monica's from Broomstones?
Yep. According to ChatGPT.
I didn't know that.
Which Broomstones junior curler represented the U.S. at the Youth Olympic Games in Switzerland? French-sounding name.
Jacques Cousteau.
But he wasn't the skip of the team. He was
Ethan.
Sorry for making you work so hard, Allison. Stay in.
Yeah. Ethan
Perfect.
Hebert.
Ethan Hebert.
Yeah. All right. Which Broomstones curler, originally from the club, has advanced to a professional curling career and is known for his dynamic play style?
that I would have to say is Corey Dropkin.
That's right. Yeah. The last one you're never going to get because it's something to do with their internal Bonspiel championship.
Should we even ask it then, or?
I can ask it. If you get it, I'll give you all the money in my pocket.
All right.
Name the Broomstones team that won the Last Chance Club Championship in 2025.
That works. That's fine.
The Broomstones team?
Yeah. That won their I'm assuming their club championship. Yeah. I'll tell you every team member other than
The skip, who has
which
his
I
name?
think is the skip, depending on the order. This is I'll skip either the lead or the skip. I don't know So Evan Mullany, Will Muldowney, and David McKay are 3 members of this.
Actually wanted to roll there. A little further.
Sounds like
Rob,
McElhenney.
really, really close.
McCormick.
for those of you interested
trekked.
in what's going on out on the ice.
All right, well, that's the end of the Broomstones.
We've had a takeout battle here so far.
We've got yellow is splitting the house right along the tee line, and Bryce Russ is coming down to throw his first rock, first of the 3rd rocks. Looks like he's maybe trying to draw to a corner freeze on the shot on the left side of the house. So this will be his out turn. He's taken about 8.5 feet of ice.
That's a lot of curl.
He admits to throwing a quiet handle.
Which
He's
that's
just coming into his first rotation right now.
That's what that is.
So
And it's
a lot of it. It's going to get a lot of ice because it's going to get a lot of curl. Coming up a bit light. The line was pretty dang close.
That's good for him. It seems like he's adjusted that. His last several shots have been heavy, I've thought.
It serves as an effective corner guard for the remaining 3 shots of the end. So it's not all bad. Yellow choosing not to rip that corner guard off. Instead, they want to come to the center top, probably 12 foot. It's going a little deeper than that.
This is hot.
You got to motivate the stone, fellas.
Oh, look at you gassing him off.
Stay in.
They're trying to manifest.
Hey, John, we said top 12, not back 12.
That kind of hangs on in the back.
So for those of you who have never attended 5 and under before, it's kind of a fun atmosphere as far as competitive curling goes, because you have a mixture of genders on many of the teams. What I have noticed is that the club room after the games is louder than most
National championship bonspiels.
national championships,
Right.
even louder than several regular old
Actual
bonspiels.
bonspiels.
Get out of here, John. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want you here anymore.
They might be under 5 curling experience, but as far as like living life, they
As far as the bonspiel, as far as
Yeah.
the broomstack goes.
No, they're all pros.
yeah,
They
they're
were-
professionals.
They were
Yep.
they were led to this game for a reason.
Let's get sweet. Come on.
The,
Okay,
the
this is getting
enthusiasm is
deep
definitely there.
on them, but enough to be sitting shot, partially covered. It's
Yeah, me neither.
deep enough that they can go after it. Looks like they're going to play something in the vicinity of a freeze.
Yeah, junk isn't bad. They're one. That's my concern.
Oh, no. No.
Even tapping that back a little bit
Okay.
puts both of their other yellow rocks in play.
I asked you where it was. I thought you yelled mighty.
Little less.
Yeah, if they move that off the rings, they're leaving red looking at 4 yellow counters again.
Yeah, I like 90.
Well, it was heavy. Badly.
$94.
Dylan lets that one go.
He said
Sweeper.
94, so the time looks pretty good.
Sweepers are tracking it. Sweeping both hard for weight,
that's
although it
going-
looks like the weight is really good.
Going right back to it.
I'm not quite
Almost-
sure why they stopped.
It did over curl. I think red is probably still for shot.
Their shot.
Good call, Chris. I think they should have. You keep sweeping that.
Come down 2.
And that hits it more squarely, I think.
I wish Zachary was on, when I made a proper call like that. He's been shaming me the whole weekend, but.
Where is Zach? He is notorious by his absence.
Yeah. Well,
Is he out? Is he out? He must be out fishing.
He's probably midnight sturgeon fishing.
Never.
I hate that there's more than one share.
Only in Minnesota.
Never. Can't touch it.
We'll sweep the street.
Can't touch it.
Okay.
This is
Tick.
Matt Smith's
They just said
first
it ticked.
rock,
Once again, Matthew.
all the way to the back,
Mm-hmm.
and
Honestly,
there's 3 rocks. He tapped his what was the counter out.
I think that weight's fine. What? I think that weight's fine. We just don't really sweep as much.
They're going to do the same thing,
95?
just go right down to it. Yeah.
Playing down to the pile.
Right?
Hopefully end up shot and
Who's he looking at?
force Team Russ to draw for 1. Rock comes out.
Same as
Sweepers saying the same. So they're probably just going to track with this. Maybe try to hold the line
Now
straighter.
they're going hard. Little light.
I think he's got enough to get it to shot, but it's potentially over curling.
Look at that go left.
I don't think we got it.
Clearly,
We're still 1. So, just open draw.
Red still shot.
Red's claiming to be 1. I think that from the overhead look, which can be a little tricky to read, is the case. So a straight draw.
2 would be a bummer.
Need to get a fat piece of the 8-foot.
That looks light.
Going to have 4 people pounding this one, trying to get it to the house. I think it's already.
It'll be fine. They've got 4 sweepers.
Got lucky.
Nope, came up shy. Pulled the string on that,
Yep.
so red catches 1 stone this end.
That was a good chance to tie it up and.
Gonna enter the 6th end
1 rat.
with Wright leading by a point.
Do it for the official.
Sorry. No, that's on me. That's on me. You have priority. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we wanted. A little sketchy, but
Still in it. Still in it.
2 would be great here, but let's make sure we get 1.
You can hear the Rocket City team talking about
Maybe not
how
the way
they're
it would've
still in
turned
it.
out, but the outcome was there.
You're keeping us in this game, man. You're absolutely keeping us in this game.
A lot of positivity going on down there. That's good.
Hey, we lucked out. Yeah, it just started going sideways. Now this line goes sideways too, which is perfect. I mean, this isn't the way we wanted to do it, but we got the outcome we wanted. So let's try to get our 2 here. It was good. But let's make sure we get at least 1. We're in the front seat. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get 4.
Bryce Russ calling Joe Smith to put her first rock on the center line.
All right.
You have to wait for it to run out.
No, but
Sorry.
Can't see the clock. Are we good?
yeah.
There's a 1-minute timer between ends, and you are not supposed to deliver your first stone until there are less than 10 seconds left on that clock.
You do have to watch.
You ever done timing before,
I just
Colin?
did it a couple times yesterday. Done a couple.
Kind of fun. Do you screw up?
Of course I did.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm human. You know, make it up. And the referee was right there. Erin, our timing coordinator, was really good about it. And she did a great job.
Her official title is, she's an apprentice, but she's a deputy chief umpire.
Are you sure that's deputy?
Curl.
No, it's not deputy.
Oh, it's deputy.
Is it deputy chief or deputy to the chief?
There you go. That's a great clarification.
Do you want me to
because
go
the rules are
downstairs and
different.
figure that out?
The rules are different for either one.
No, you stay up here.
To the chief.
We need your guidance.
I don't know if that's true.
Yes, it is. It's nerve-wracking when you're a timer because you're actually in charge of the game and the players are looking at you every damn second of the game just to make sure you're paying attention. But it was fun.
I've only
I like it.
I've only timed once, and it was for a mixed doubles thing up in Blaine. It was like the national championships, and I timed for I think Pottinger.
Yep.
And I made a mistake, and she stared me down, and I was like, I'm never doing this again. I can't handle this.
You don't want to stare down from Allison
Hell
Pottinger.
no. No, thank you.
Okay, looks like Red's getting into the rings with their second, Joe's second shot. Just barely biting. Dylan Wright had chosen to put up a corner guard and ignore the red rock in the back of the forefoot with Allison's first delivery. Allison's second rock is coming, and they're going to try to draw under that corner guard.
Looks a little hot.
Allison's an 8th grade science teacher.
Whoa.
Just science?
Just science.
And she wanted to say hello to her parents.
Whoa.
And she's a fan of the Jonas Brothers.
Who's not?
I just dragged.
I mean, really.
Well, it's because it's not the 3.
You know who wrote the Jonas Brothers music?
John Denver? Who did?
I have no idea. Probably Taylor Swift.
What was that guy's German name? Hockenheimer?
Henry John Deutschendorf Jr.
Isn't there like a Jingleheimer Schmidt in there somewhere?
If you sound it out right, I think there probably is.
Looks like they're trying
Well,
to
Jingleheimer Schmidt was John Henry, not Henry John.
Oh, well, you can understand that.
This is going right down to that yellow rock that's in the corner there. A 4-foot.
This is a pretty nice shot.
Yeah, it is.
I think they could
sweep that right down. I don't know.
No, that's a nice spot. That's a very nice spot. You're showing a little bit of the rock, but you got to catch her
on the back.
in the back 8.
I like it.
Skinny it.
He's got to deal with it.
You're
He
kind
knows
of,
he's
right,
got to
baiting
deal
him
with
into
it.
dealing with it, right?
Nick Jonas of the Jonas Brothers wrote nearly every Jonas Brothers song.
So you're saying if Nick leaves,
Still not hungry.
they're sunk?
I am.
Yeah, the other two brothers. Do you know the other two brothers' names?
Not
Matt
Nick
and
Jonas.
Jeff.
What was the other ones?
Mutt and Jeff?
No.
Barry and Maurice.
No.
Oh no, that's the Gibbs.
Donnie and Marie.
No, that's the brothers Gibb.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Straight.
Kevin Jonas and Joe Jonas.
Oh yeah, Kevin and
I
Joe.
want to move it.
Yeah.
Nice takeout, but it's going to sit
It's the
right
open
there.
one.
I mean, it just
Doesn't
ain't
move.
Gonna be shot, but open.
There's a flat double there if you're crazy.
I almost got it.
This is perfect. The nose is fine.
That's a lot of weight.
Does he
to,
want to hit that? He
to
said,
even attempt a flat double there.
is he trying to
he
hit
wants
this?
he wants to hit and roll back. Yes, he is playing the intern hit,
Nah.
calling for line sweeping.
That's going to curl.
Oh, he's going to square.
off.
He's going to square it up.
Yep, that'll work.
Gets rid of the shot rock. Gets a.
Almost had it the other way.
Giving Dylan Does this broom look like he's going for the one on the top of the 4?
Yes, he's going after that one.
Again, the kind of weight that
That's not
that
good.
That's
Jared, the weight that Jared
This
throws,
is a
it
field
looked
goal.
like a lot of broom.
This
Yeah,
is
it
a
seems
field
like
goal.
we should be doing the straight.
That's going all the way through.
That's a field goal.
That was a little mistake on Dylan's part to show him that much broom. Because I've been watching
agree.
Jared, and Jared throws a pretty hot takeout.
It's got to be like that.
And at that weight,
Like
it's not going to
3-ish.
curl that much.
3.
Spicy Brycey is moving down for his first delivery of his first stone.
410.
Red would love to steal this end, not only
light here,
scoring in the
so-
6th end, but getting
I
them
don't know if I have 4 right now. We're going to find out.
back to a tie or better. But to tally a point in an even end at this stage of the game is a nice thing to do.
That looks a little hot and wide.
I think the
Yeah.
weight's close. I think the weight's real close. I think
Kelly!
they're going to have to start
Kelly!
pounding that.
Here it comes.
Yeah, Kellen. Line's there. Line's there.
Look at this.
I think he wants
Nice
to.
guard.
That's real nice. He left him a little. No, there's no peekaboo port there.
Only guarding the one, but I'm going for it.
If
On
you
this
guys
one
had
is-
a choose,
on this one, is there the one that's on the center line? You could still hit that and roll in, maybe.
There's a hit and roll off of that, and but you at this stage of the end, you definitely want to get that center guard out of the way to stay out of a steal.
Yep.
That's going to cross, and it's going to get a little piece, but not a very big piece. Moving some stuff around.
All right.
That works.
They'll probably put another guard back up there, yeah?
I think they made it a little bit easier for.
Same shot.
Same shot. You heard him
I may
call.
have been a little wide out of hand on that, so. I'm sorry. Okay.
I think they have to have liked the result of the first guard from Bryce.
I'm sorry. The weight was close. Okay. Tiny pull. Hot.
This looks a little hotter than
Yep.
the first one.
Wide.
And they're saying a
And the
little
laziest
wide,
handle
so
this side of the
I
Mississippi.
don't know if they'll manage
Here it comes.
to be able to carve this one back into the fold or
Here it
not.
comes. Right to the button.
It's got that quiet handle, and so
Yep.
they're going to
right to the button.
they might as well
Yeah.
bring it to bite top 4.
Why not go behind
They can't
it?
hear me.
Keep sweeping and go behind. Well, I like that too.
Thank you, Vanessa.
It's a pair of pants and possibly a triple.
crotch shot.
He's calling. He is
They're calling
calling
it.
for
That's fine.
calling for peel weight. But if he catches this right in the crotch, it looks like it'll probably jam on the
I would agree with that.
Peel.
T-line rock.
Yep.
We're coming. He's going to hit the
crossing
left
over.
one first.
A
Really
little
nice.
too thick. All
Wow.
gone.
That's a hell of a trip.
That was a peach.
That's how you do that.
Nice trip.
Avocado, maybe.
Everybody on the
a
line.
larger, smoother pit.
Yeah.
Yep. Everybody on the live stream, you could rewind 10 seconds and see a heck of a shot if you like.
Their hammer, we have to bury it.
That's great.
So, I think here,
I know.
like, anywhere in this area.
Anywhere in this area.
Yeah, there's now 2 yellow sitting under a guard. Matt Smith is delivering his first stone without hammer. And he's going to want to tickle the forefoot, maybe half exposed.
Where are we?
They're
Okay.
thinking hot.
It looks lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Joe,
Looks like
Joe,
it's curling
Joe.
a bunch.
Everyone.
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 It's an all
everyone,
sweep.
Everyone.
Center court, that's going to hit their
Everyone.
yellow.
Over curling, going to corner
Okay,
freeze on that.
Freeze to the top. Freeze to the top. Okay,
Possibly
that's fine.
usable, but
Is there any chance for red to draw on the outside, Bob, here around?
oh, big
Right,
chance.
go right
Big
back
chance.
and catch the corner of the blue here. And
Oh, they could completely freeze on that back
Right.
rock, and they may be left to that.
that might be all they have left
We got some time.
against 3.
I think Dylan is Dylan's thinking
We can't guard. I'm trying to talk them out of so if we,
to
if we
try
put
to
something
get to
here,
the
I think
4
we're
foot or
45.
close to the 4 foot.
Yeah.
I think we're here.
I agree. That's the shot. Just put it there or a little bit.
But we have another rock. And so if we're here and they ever come around it. No, I like this. I think this is.
You don't want it deep. You want it top 8 if you're going to do that.
It's
A
like-
lot of
You
broom.
want to be counting.
They're going all the way to the edge.
I've never heard that everybody sweep call.
Yeah. I haven't heard that either. I think that's a U5.
I would not
Ism.
be able to do that. I would just be like, nope, not going to happen.
What do they call that? A U5ism? Euphemism?
A euphemism. A euphemism.
Euphemism?
Yeah.
What's the
I think that's pretty kind
like-
of gutty to have the skip say everybody sweep,
Yes.
but I'm going to stay back here.
That's kind of skip-ish, prima donna-ish.
I do like when the skip comes up and relieves you, though.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's because he's
It
a
is
better
nice because
He
a lot
slides
of times, you know, one or both of your sweepers
Are tuckered.
by the time you get past the hog line are gassed.
Yep.
You gave it all you could, and you still need. And I don't object to getting a fresh broom out there.
If you do it smoothly.
in that
They're
order.
sweeping this hard.
This stayed out.
That
this
really
did
did.
not curl at all. It's slightly more rotation
coming
than
in.
we've been
No.
seeing out of Team Russ, but
I just hung out.
it just stayed out there, and
This side is not moving.
that has not been characteristic of the way the rocks have been traveling
Yeah.
here.
Your last one, that was an incredible hit.
All right,
Looked it.
Bryce choosing the ice now. Not nearly as much as Dylan just took on his last shot.
This is a game saver right here. You hit this draw, you're tied up, you miss, you're down by 2.
You
One.
really can't afford to give up more than one in this end.
You cannot.
This
And
is
this is
warm
hot.
though. This is going deep.
This is hot. This is at the hack.
All right, keep that up.
Oh,
Let's go.
It's probably going to end up in space.
That's our fight.
that was a funny.
It made
Rocket
it
City Curling
almost
Club
to
joke.
space. All right, so here we are.
I think, I mean, I was pointing.
Yellow has to draw 8 foot,
Yep.
any piece of the 8 foot, and they're going to take a 4 rock lead going into the 7th end.
What's up?
Narrowing up the broom by a good foot.
Just full 8. See, I wish we had you guys on sheet 5. Yeah. 415. Hurt. I won't throw 415. Board incoming. Yeah. I get last, like mid. What was that? Yeah, you're right. That's actually probably true. Hey, it's the shirt. It's the jerseys.
Here we go.
Here comes Hammer.
94.
Sweepers like it. They said it's close.
Anything?
Looks a little spicy.
Push, push, push.
That's not
One
curling.
count
That's
back.
not curling a lot either.
Push, push.
He's
That's gonna hit.
going to
Oh,
get enough at the end.
That's gonna hit.
Oh,
End
yeah.
ball, perfect rub.
Slowed it down, put it on the 4 foot, 3 yellow. So Wright takes a 4 rock advantage moving into the 7th end.
Scared me.
Yeah, that's hard.
Team Russ has a big hill to climb.
Yep. What do you say to your team, Bob, in this situation? I mean, you're down by 2. You got 2 ends left. People might be demoralized, or
We got to score.
we just got to score something, right?
Yep. You shoot for getting a deuce.
Dylan almost did that already.
You got to keep a lot of rocks in play,
Yep.
and just hope for a good outcome.
Yeah, and be positive about it.
I've been on both the. I've been in this situation on both sides
Yep.
of the ledger, and I've scored a 3 and I've given up a 3. So it certainly can happen, and it's at times when you're trying to play defensive, but sometimes it just doesn't work
Right.
out.
You've been clawing and clawing the whole game to get in, and you just miss on this last one to go down by a lot, and you have to gather yourself and your teammates to move forward and go on.
Well, the 2 things that are doable are scoring 2 and stealing 2.
Yep.
Anything beyond that, scoring 3 or stealing 3 in this instant, are very difficult.
And that would be more of a fluke, too, or more like a weird circumstance if something like that happened.
So it goes to back 8 with the opening shot. Definitely want to put that rock into the rings. But
Good shot, Allison.
corner guard being called by
Finally wanted to work with
Bryce Russ.
See if we can junk it up a little bit and score some rocks.
Need some rocks out front to get behind. Joe delivering from the southpaw side of the hack, coming out with her first rock. Thank God a hand. They called it a 3 guard, which would be nice.
I gave her a little too much on that.
Going to the center. Now,
That's still a good guard, though. It's going to get over enough.
I don't hate a center guard
Heck no.
in this situation.
It blocks the draw. You know, if you're right out next to the thing, it blocks the draw next to the center line. I think that's good.
Allison with her second lead rock delivery. Sweeper's leaning pretty hard on it.
That Smith boy can sweep. It's going right down to it.
Going all the way. Top 4, top button would be a good place to finish with this one.
Perfect.
That's exactly where it is. Half exposed.
It's so good when you have a lead that can throw those shots that you call to set up the end.
Is that good?
Bryce likes hack weight here. And with hack weight, you can probably get to center. You do risk rolling the shooter open. It's tight on line, very tight on line.
I would stop sweeping.
I think we're going to be looking
take
at
out
her.
both of them.
Nope.
Well, she can roll this shooter to corner, but no, it's going too far. Yep, just got tight on that one, and
In that case, you really have to make a decision down at the other end to deal with what you have.
well, you got right off the bat, you got to bail on plan A and
right off the bat.
Look at the possibilities.
Yep.
Squaring that up or running it back into the shot rock would have been preferable, and they possibly could have achieved that if they'd not swept to hold the line straight.
I would agree. Mr. Smith coming out with a nice guard. Yellow setting up this end. Really nice so far.
Give me a biter. That works still.
Nice effective guard.
Lightest shot I've had all weekend.
That's just like you said earlier, Chris. Those yellow rocks just go right to the middle.
Yeah. Back 4.
Yeah, they're attracted to the.
Center line magnet.
It's not a magnet. I think it's a. They call it a geological sieve.
What?
And again, I'm not a geologist.
I'm not.
However,
Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a geologist.
Yeah, back 4.
I've prepared a musical number here.
Back 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's taken me a while, and yeah.
is it Jonas Brothers?
Nope.
John Denver?
Push it if you want
Yep.
to, yeah.
Are we going to listen to some ska or what?
It
Nope.
wasn't.
Oh, sugar.
We get in trouble if I ever play music on
Oh,
these things.
we were going to
Yeah, you can't play music because there's copyrights and stuff, right?
Yeah.
because Jonathan Bashford is a big fan of 80s punk and ska.
Yeah. All right, so.
Are you going to sing it
I'm
or
going to sing it,
play
yeah. I'm going to try to sing it, yeah.
All right.
Well, life on the sheet is kind of laid back. Rock in my hand and a skip yelling back. No need for skis or a cold 6-pack. Just a broom and some sliders and a good strong hack. Thank God I'm a rocket boy. Draw waits right. I don't know how the chorus goes. Draw waits right and the guards deploy. Spicy bricey calling line with joy. Thank God I'm a rocket boy.
I love
Did
it.
someone pen this off
love
of the
Thank you.
off the feed, or is this
I was goofing
is
around.
this something you made up?
I was goofing around with, Thank God I'm a rocket boy.
Lord. Okay, they're
That was
clearing
really good.
clearing that top rock. Four yellow in the rings.
This is hard,
This
though, Bob,
one's-
because if you miss or you're wide, you just put another
Yeah, push
red
it, push
behind
it,
the hack.
Push it.
That doesn't
Push it.
Yeah,
doesn't do any
he's
good.
clearing some rocks with this weight.
I mean, that helps.
Those yellow rocks just stayed right on the center line, just like Chris likes to talk about.
Okay. What's left is not super, but that helps. So, yeah.
I wish I would have had time to practice that.
He
but-
said
I
it.
feel like I
He,
stand. the
he
wrong
said it
place
helps,
all the
but
time.
I don't think so. I think you really have to freeze on something down there.
Yeah, it lines them up, actually, right?
Bryce
Makes
is just effusing positivity on that one.
I kind of.
I think you're exactly right. Make the best of a bad situation.
I did use ChatGPT to write that, but I had to go through. My genre of choice is yacht rock, and there was all these sailing, and I could.
Curling.
Yeah, and I was like, that doesn't have the right vibe, and so I went through a lot of different choices.
This is curling a little bit too much to be completely effective.
What about doing a draw coming in on the left side or the right side around
We're not
that
throwing board at it.
guard?
Yeah.
I think
See if you can get to the 4 foot.
I think
the
you have
short
to.
way.
I think you have to corner freeze on that button rock right
Yeah.
now.
Do you think the triples in play?
Hitting.
Hitting.
Not.
Want to try and pick this out?
No,
hack way
I don't think you
No,
can get there.
no, because
not
the
gonna
weight you need for the
stick on all those rocks
triple,
and
your
stick on
rock's
those
not
rocks,
going to
but
curl
I
enough
want
to
to
cross
shoot
the
it.
face of that top 12 rock.
And if you miss this and put another rock behind the
Probably
hack,
75.
well, what does that do?
No, I think
You have to.
I think the freeze on shot rock is the call right now. So again, you really need a deuce, or it's going to be a tough
Yeah.
hill in the eighth end.
Right, you need some
Needs it,
rocks.
it needs
You
it,
need some
it
red
needs
in there.
Got my head. Got my own head.
And Russ got in his own head, he said. And he made a raise
That's your light hack.
takeout.
That is.
Now he's clicking the
terrible
guard.
Shot. That's a terrible
That is an
shot.
excellent guard if you're yellow.
I did not do us any favors there.
Russ knows what he's doing.
Brutal honesty,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
it's what it is. Dylan says, might as well throw another one in.
Let's put another one in there. We'll go up by 12 and go to the eighth end. Sweepers like it.
Line's tight. The line is very tight. He's going to crash on that red rock.
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah.
But just gumming up the works a little bit more. Something red can use to run in.
I agree.
It's a tough run in because there's a real tiny amount of space to get by that top yellow.
Then we come at it later and try to pop it in.
Maybe we can
Yeah.
experience a miracle by Bryce.
You can try running that in.
A bicycle?
Not a great shot.
Yeah. Do we
Wait,
want to go
what?
ahead and call time on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Timeout.
All
Time
right.
out.
This is where they're going to discuss the miracle by Bryce.
The miracle on sheet 6.
Well, the more you
Sheet
talk
5.
about it, the less a miracle it is, right?
Yeah, I could be a
The
prophet.
draw is there. I don't know if we're
Doesn't
ever
that have
tapping
for it
that.
to be a miracle? Doesn't have to
We're
somebody
never getting it off of
somebody
it. I
have
think
to
we
say
gotta
that they're
something
going to
with
do a
this
miracle?
red. What I love.
Or is that a saint? If you're,
yeah,
you have to
yeah.
say that somebody's going to be a saint.
I like.
I don't
Speaking
know.
of that, have we have a
I
new
like
pope
this
yet? Or
trying to red,
They haven't
yellow.
started the conclave.
We're
Close
not.
the
They're
boat,
not firing
and
up
then we
till
hope we
about
do leave
May
that yellow
7th.
open. If
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, they're
ever-
still in the funeral part of the
if I'm ever
situation.
Hey, did you guys get your
that shot is
invitations?
there,
Yes.
But that's really unlikely.
I'm
With Russ
I'm
Wright,
packing my
Roper back.
red robes in the morning.
He's one here for the slash. He's just going to hit it out.
I keep mine at the Vatican.
Slash. He's going to hit it out.
Yeah.
They don't let you take yours out
That
after
would
the
be a
last
good
time?
shot, but the likelihood of it
Yeah.
being there is low.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't really care where this goes as long as it's out of the way. I think if I'm throwing control plus.
Other options were
Let's say
Spicy
control
Bryce's Ice Miracle,
Plus, control plus. Red.
Bryce's
on
Button
yellow,
Blessing,
Yellow goes out.
Rocket
red rolls
City
a little bit,
Miracle,
Shooter.
Bryce's
if we're
Pulled a
hitting around
Miracle.
Here, shooter's going to be out of the way.
Yeah, because if
Yeah.
you do that, end up here.
I thought Miracle by
He's probably
Bryce,
going
though,
out. He's
was.
either going to guard or grab
Yeah.
that.
I'm
Either
still
way,
on bicycle.
We're okay. If he comes after it, we have a shot here.
Yeah.
If he guards it, we have
Uh,
Yeah.
Oh, Victoria says
I was gonna
Bryce
say
is
this
a
well for time.
potential
We got plenty of
saint
time.
if he
Yeah,
calls
I don't-
for the
Sorry,
miracle
can't come
shot
out here,
and then
David.
makes it.
I like that.
That's instant sainthood.
Yeah, I think a quadruple
Yeah.
here. Get clear of the guard and the other
We either have a
ones.
shot at
That would be a
or we
miracle.
Yeah.
have
Well, this is my second, so y'all have a shot at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do y'all like that? Do y'all see anything else? Like,
All right, what are you bringing? You bringing control?
control plus.
That's a lot of y'alls going on out there.
Huh?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Y'all is a really good
Yeah.
word, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, that was the
Yeah.
last hack I ever saw.
All y'all.
All y'all,
That's
yeah.
a different word, though,
You
Bob.
know,
It is a different word.
Classic Bryce
And I only know this from being a
so.
big fan of Friday Night
right.
Lights.
Nice.
All right.
All right, Bryce
Hey, guys,
Russ
looking at that, I'm Shuma.
cleaning the rock,
He's going to do a promotion on his
Towing
red
the
and trying
hack.
to bring it back, yeah?
running it back at control weight, he said.
Yeah.
I'm thinking at back 12 weight just to move that
get ready.
rock off.
Away.
But it's a precise
Looks like
shot.
so much
You
ice
can
down
hit
there,
this.
so little ice up
You're
here.
striking
We're starting
margin
really
of error
right
on this
out
rock
there.
is somewhere in the vicinity of 1/8 of an inch.
Yep.
One clicks on the top guard, the other shoots it
Passed.
past.
And this is wide.
This one's not coming. This one is not going to
This is
curl up
wide.
enough, and it's more than hack. This is more like normal hit.
And that's how this game is going.
I think he's almost better off missing that rock than
Mm-hmm.
splitting it off, but
Yes.
still something he can use unless
If there was a good miss, that's a good miss.
unless Team Wright chooses to
With the
cover
eye wide
that,
out of
which
hand.
I think they probably should, is to guard the run back, not give him another swing at that.
Let's do it then. This one actually curls. So.
This is the shot I was talking about. Draw to the middle on the right-hand side.
We talk about food.
Put another one in there.
The more we talk about food, the more.
No way to get to shot here. I think there's potentially an in-turn come around
Yeah.
back 8 foot to move him off the button, get by the red rock tight. But with the red rock open, I'm suspecting that Bryce will try to have Matt throw that
The same shot
same
he just
shot
did,
he just
right?
missed.
Yeah.
90. 90. Here comes 420. That's all.
420, blaze it up.
At worst, this shot clogs things up for an entry on this side. At best, he buries another one back on the forefoot, really putting the pressure on.
Straight. Oh, you're killing me, China.
Boy, they're really working hard.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to tick.
That's all right.
And they're going to make that
Holy shit. That's really
run
good.
back rock they just played just slightly harder.
That's still just another.
We can try to
Another
get the
yellow
other
in the
option.
house.
We
I
can
mean,
try
that's
and double
still.
these out, but I think I like this more. So
Doubling
control
those
for you
top
for that?
yellow rocks
Okay.
don't really do anything for you.
Right.
You either
Well,
gotta
they are sitting 4. If they double those out, then they'll be sitting 2.
scoring 1 or 0 here for yellow is game over anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be handshakes if yellow scores.
That's why I think they should go for the quad. Get all 4 of those out in one shot.
I don't know that person.
Again, your strategy comes into call.
Mine's okay.
Thus spoke Zarathustra.
This is wide too. No, this isn't.
Kellen.
There are a couple of brimstone
coming
curlers that I know, both named Dropkin, who potentially can clear that many rocks.
That's better than it was. That's
Steven and Corey.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not Keith.
Not quite. It's more open. That second yellow that was
And maybe not Shelley.
messed up.
And that red rock, I don't even think is biting. There, maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
Trust
it's
your judgment implicitly.
I don't know.
Okay.
whether it is or isn't.
His curl.
Don't think it's going to come into play.
Well, you got a lot more rotation on you.
They're just going to clog up the left side here.
Looks like a 1.5.
Yeah, but
Clog the path to the button.
And I feel bad.
Yep,
overriding
as long as red can't reach that shot on the pin,
Yep.
it's going to be near impossible to score.
Plus, it's a guard, so it should come. What about a bingo card?
Pop, block, and drop it.
Oh, you whore.
They're sweeping hard out of
Over and
hand.
off.
They just want over and drop. And
Over
the
and off.
sweepers just want over.
No, we just need to go high guard, high guard. Need
We're
to
not
stop
going that deep.
moving.
It's moving.
I like to move it.
You expect me to go sweep it all the way
I
down?
like to move it, move it. You like to
And
move
over curled. They have a come around tap
Yeah,
tap for 1.
I would agree.
Just
It's there.
just enough weight to move it back to the back
Shot is
4.
absolutely there.
And
We got time,
stick the
yeah,
shooter
what line
right
do we
there.
like?
Hack weight,
What
right?
line do we like?
It's not hack weight. It is back 8 at the most.
Back 8 weight. That's what they're calling.
I always just default to
Is
space
it too
weight.
much?
All right. So this is like back 12. Is that too much ice? That might be too much.
Really hard to set ice on a shot like this, because you really have to be thinking it more like I am throwing a draw to the button with a little extra, which may come out of your sweepers and not out of your hand.
Yeah. I mentioned this in the last game that these down weight hits and down weight moves seem to be the toughest for this group.
Gonna time this.
That looks hot.
Yeah, it does.
It's not
Can't
too
touch
bad.
it.
It's
Where are we?
probably back 12.
It's wide. We can't push only. Push only.
Yes for weight. Yes for
Whoa.
weight.
Whoa. Nope.
That's
nope,
not even
nope,
moving.
nope.
That was
All right.
never really went at all.
Yeah.
A little more than back 12, all the way to the
And-
hack.
Yeah, 3.
Handshakes and
Game over.
Team Wright's in an excellent position to move on to the playoffs.
Shirley.
Team Russ not out of it,
Good game,
but
Allison.
they've
Got a long hill.
they got a hill to climb.
Good, Carolyn.
They
Tall
have
hill.
one round robin game remaining, I believe. 4 and 4, yeah, five in their pool.
Good curling, Doc.
got to win, and
The way you were playing the first 5 ends.
got to hope for some help. I don't recall
Triple was a little bit of a momentum changer.
who plays Kunkel in the draw tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely.
Kunkel
I mean, our goal
currently looking like
Kunkel
they're
plays Wright tomorrow.
Kunkel plays right, so that
2
is
p.m.
Kunkel is looking to move to 4-0.
Correct.
Even though after taking a 7-0 lead,
it's going to be a pleasure to watch. While we're playing with.
they did let their opponent back into playing only 3 down without the hammer.
And this game is on sheet 1?
This is a game on sheet 4, or
Okay, sheet 4 right here.
D as it's written
Sheet
up on
D,
the
yep.
Official schedule.
You're okay to me, Dylan.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up here. First, I want to thank all the people in the chat.
Thank you.
If you don't chat again, come back on the Sunday finals. I'd love to see that Sunday finals have 1,000 people arguing about important and non-important things. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks,
Colin.
Chris.
Thank
you,
you very
Colin.
much.
That
Thank
was
you,
fun.
Bob.
Oh, I just wanted to mention one more thing. I meant to say it earlier. Both of these guys have been dedicated board members for the St. Paul Curling Club.
Which guys?
You and Colin. Colin having just finished his 3-year term, and Chris, I think you're right in the middle, right?
No, mine expired a year ago.
Oh, you're a year
year.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they kicked me out.
Okay.
Yep, on purpose.
Anyway, thanks for your dedication to the club.
Thank
You make this place work great, and
Do you know who I can
let's
go
carry
to?
on.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
I had a lot of fun tonight. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay.
All
Good night.
We'll talk to you tomorrow at noon.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for checking in.
Yeah, I'll check with them.